Hi, and welcome to Web Design Part 1. This is a new series where I'll be walking you through web design, tools used in web design, and we're going to be going from a novice level, really beginner level, where you don't know what HTML is or and how a website works or the structure. We're going from the ground up, and we're going to build our knowledge to where we learn how to host websites, create fully functional websites that people can use, how to add websites to Google, Yahoo, Bing, all those websites as well, so people can find your website throughout the world. So today we're going to be looking at the tools. We're going to be looking at the basic directory structure, and all I mean by this is that we will be looking at how to split out a folder for the website. So instead of just having all the files in a mess, we're going to split it out nicely, and we're going to do that from the beginning to really drill in how important it is. And we'll also be looking at some basic HTML. Now, HTML is the language, the structure and the language used on a website, and I'll explain what it does and how it works and the different parts of it. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to get our tools, and it's actually it's only one tool to begin with. So if you navigate yourself over to, if you open your browser, navigate yourself to notepad++.org, and basically what this is a really powerful yet lightweight text editor that's going to help us with our code. It's got syntax highlighting, which means it's all color coded. It's easy to spot your mistakes, and I'm going to talk you through the basics of how to use it. And throughout this series we'll be looking at other tools, more powerful tools and add-ons for Notepad, how to configure it. So you'll learn lots and lots of interesting facts. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to go onto the web page, click the download link on the left hand side, and then scroll yourself down to where it says download. And this, the first one is Notepad++ installer. That's what you want. That's an exe file, and what that's going to do, that's just going to run you through the installer. So you've got to do is click next, accept, next, the usual business. So if you do that, and then I'm going to open up the Notepad to show you. So when it's installed, this is what it'll look like. Really basic. It's very similar to Notepad or WordPad with a few more icons. We will explain what all that means later, but for now, the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to show you a quick setting which I like to use when coding. So you're going to go to settings, you're going to go to style configurator, second one down, and at the top here where it says select theme, you'll see it says default stylers.xml. What I'm going to do is you can go through them, see which one you like, but I'm a big fan of Twilight at the moment, not the film. But click on that. I'll just show you that there, sorry. So the theme at the top, click on Twilight. I'm going to click save and close, and now you'll see the backgrounds gone black. And what this allows us to do is when we're sort of staring at the screen or coding, it's so much easier because the background is black and your eyes aren't getting confused and you don't get headaches. So generally, if you prefer the white, that's fine, but see how you get on. So let's look at the directory structure. So here we go. So I'm on Windows 8, so I've made a new folder called Basic Web Design, and in this folder what we need to do is we need to create some extra folders. So first of all, we're going to create an images folder, if I could spell it. Okay, and pretty self-explanatory. That's just going to hold any of our images. Then we're going to create a new one, and we're going to call it CSS. Now we'll be talking about CSS in the next episode, but basically that's a style sheet, and this allows you to style the website, change colors, etc. We're also going to have a JavaScript folder here, because we're going to be looking at JavaScript and how to animate the screen, user interaction, those kind of things. And also we're going to create an assets folder. Now, we might not necessarily use this folder, but I always find it good practice. And within this folder you can put anything from PDF files, Word documents, just anything miscellaneous. So we'll leave that. Okay, so that's our basic structure there. We've got our CSS, we've got our images, our JavaScript, and our assets. Okay, let's get over to the Notepad here. So let's begin with some basic HTML. So what we're going to do is we're going to declare the HTML. So what we do is we use tags. So we use open and close tags. So wow. Okay, so what you do is left arrow, HTML, right arrow. Go down a few lines, close it like that. So wherever there's a slash here, that means that it's closing the tag. So that's our HTML container. So congratulations, you've written your first HTML tag, or however many you've written before. So if we now click save, what we're going to do is we're going to navigate ourselves over to our basic web design folder, and we're going to call it index. Now, index is the main file in a web directory. Whenever you go to a domain name, it will always point it to index, unless the user has changed it, but as default it always goes to index. So what we're using is we're using HTML. So here we go. So you just type in index and then scroll down to hypertext markup language file, so also known as .html. I'm going to save that. Brilliant. So we've got our main file now. So next part is the head. A few spaces down and we'll close that. Now the head container is not necessarily seen on a web page. This will become more clear later on. But what the head container actually does is it holds links to CSS, JavaScript. It holds meta tags which are used by search engines to categorize your web page, and the keywords you might have heard of before. Keywords are stored in the head with the meta tag for keywords, and also the title. So whenever you go to a web page, for example the Notepad++, up here on the tab, that is the title. So what we're going to do is we're going to write our own title. So we'll indent in. So the reason I'm indenting is it makes the code cleaner, easier to read, also easier for me to understand and for other people to understand if they were to ever help me code my website. So it's title, and then we're going to close that, and we're just going to say hello world. Okay, if we now save that, we're going to go over and we're going to users brilliant. So I've just taken us to the directory structure of my web folder, and as you'll see, it's a blank page. It's found the index HTML, which is good, and in the title here we can see it says hello world. Now to show you how quick that is, say if I just put 2 there, I'm going to click save, or I can do Control and S to save a document. Click on here and then you can see the hello world 2 there. So we're going to get rid of that for now, and then we're going to start our body tag, and the body container is what you see on a web page. So for example, if I typed in here hello world, save it, we'll go back to the browser, refresh, you can see that now in the body. So I'm going to just pause the video now, and we're going to go on to part 2 of this tutorial. So thanks very much for watching, and I will see you soon.